different outdoor furniture pieces with some more scrap wood. I've been crazy busy this last week, so I haven't been able to post anything, but it's the weekend now and I'm gonna knock out a couple projects. Again, I was working in places where they wouldn't allow me to film, so I don't have footage for that. I got a new mic for the camera. The audio sucked on the stock setup I had, so I ordered a new mic and that's what I'm using now, so hopefully the audio turns out better. But thank you guys for watching. I love the feedback. If you want to see me do anything specific, just let me know down in the comments. I love doing stuff at people's requests, and I'll be a little more descriptive in this video. I'll have some time lapse, but I'm going to try to slow it down and actually show you how to do it step by step. That's another thing. I want to know if you guys like step by step, or if you just like the, sped up videos with me doing different things, music in the background, make 5 hours of work in 10 minutes. So just let me know what you want to see, but we're going to try doing an explained way today. So stay with me and let's get to it. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this, but this is a crappy drawing. I always do some sort of drawing. I just do this together real quick. So we got the legs down here at 2 feet long. The supports at 18 inches. There's going to be 8 of them, so they're going to go down here and up there. And then the tabletop itself is going to be 2 feet long. I do this just to get an idea of what I'm going to build, so let's go ahead and build it. Alright, so I got this on here now. I said my legs are going to be 2 feet each. So you take your tape, go to the end, look at the 2 foot mark, and go ahead and make a mark right there. And we're going to start cutting them. Before I cut, I'm going to point this out real quick. If you look right here and right here, it's got a handprint with a cross through it. And again, I know some of you already know this, but it's important for those who want to get into it or are learning about these things. So what that means is the manufacturer does not want you to put your hand past that mark because it thinks it's unsafe. So I know some people do. If you have a short piece, people in the trades do it all the time, but they do that for a reason. Safety is important. You don't want to cut your hand off, so you hold it back here behind the line. All right, just thought I'd point that out. And then I have this stand for this saw, so this board gets to rest on this little guy, so I can pull this out, and then this will go up. That way it's being supported, and when you cut the board, what happens if you don't have this support, it'll, whatever side's heaviest will fling up, or whatever side you cut. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is line it up. Bring this guy over. There's my mark right here. And with the mark, you kind of want to line it up in the center. And then, let's see if we can get you a little closer here. So here's the mark. I always bring the blade down to see where it's going to land. And I don't know if you can see that, but the blade is going to land right on top of the mark. So I go a little bit past the mark, just a hair, because I marked it right at 2 feet. And when you cut, the blade is going to take out just a tiny amount extra. So try to cut it on the other side of the line. And then just go ahead, start it up. When you start it, let it get to full RPMs, and then go ahead and cut down. Just don't start it and go down right away. That's not a smart move. So here we go. There you go. See that piece of wood tried to take off on me, even with the stand. But we're gonna do 4 more of these, and then I'll get back to you. So you might come across something like this. It's your choice if you want to leave it or not. Big old knot. I usually take them out. I'm going to lose 6 inches of board, but I don't want that in there, so let's take that out. Alright, so now that I have these 4 pieces, 4 legs, I'm using a pen. You should be using a pencil because pen's very hard to get out of wood, but it's always important to keep track of what you're doing. That way you don't have to measure it, and it'll save you time and makes the whole process easier. So I'm just gonna take this, put legs on it, leave it right there, then we'll move on to the next part. We need 4 boards at 18 inches and we need 4 at 21 inches. So might be saying, well, if it's all square, how'd you get 21 inches? So you have to calculate the width of this on 2 sides. It'll make sense later on. I'll show a clip right now. But basically, when you go to butt these up, the frame, you're gonna have that extra lip on 2 sides, and you need to cover that up. So we'll need 4 supports, 2 for the top, 2 for the bottom, to cover this up, because I don't want to see this and it'll look stupid. So this is 1.5 inches wide. We're going to times that by 2 for both sides. We get 3 inches, so 3 inches added to 18 is 21. Just a little step in calculating to make the job go easier. Alright, so we got the top laid out. So it's going to be the top of the table, so it's upside down right now. So pretend this is a leg. This actually is going to be a leg. The legs are going to go right there. Okay, so let's get this together. I always like to dry fit stuff. And again, I'm going slow in this video. I'm trying to explain it into detail how to do it. So if you're bored already, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to explain how to do it in detail for those who just don't know how to do, you know, some pretty basic woodworking. So let's get into it. This wood is cheap and it's known to split. So to avoid splitting as much as I can, you could use nails, you know, you don't have to use screws, but I like to use screws and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and just take a little drill bit like this and pre-drill some holes. Outside, these are going to be on the inside. We're going to do them lower. We're going to do those real quick. So now we're gonna make the top. I had these guys laying around. They were already cut to size. You can see this little chart up on the bottom, but like I said, this is scrap wood. You know, just using what I got. It's going to overhang. See there, it's flush. It's just gonna overhang a little bit. The space can work great, and it's gonna overhang probably like that much on that side. So let's do that real quick. So I'm gonna use this piece to put a couple of shelves down here. You know, this isn't perfect, right? This isn't gonna be a perfect table, but it's something I use with scrap wood, and I'm able to, you know, put it together, throw it in the backyard. No one's gonna look at the little details besides yourself, like me. You know, I get mad because little cracks and stuff, you know, but hey, there's extra wood I have laying around. Why not make it into something cool? So I figured I'd, you know, show you guys how to do it and help you guys out. So this last part's gonna really square everything off. So what you want to do is you want the gap between these two legs to be the same as they are up here where they're actually screwed in. So you're gonna take your measurement from the inside to the inside of the wood. So we're looking at about 13.5. So now we come down here and we're at, 14.25, and that's way off. So to get to 13.5, we're gonna take the measurement in here, but we're gonna get this, so we're gonna hold this inside to inside. What I do is I put my foot back on this side, and then I'm gonna pry this side closer till we get to 13.5, where we wanna be. So, come in. Okay, now we're there. Now we're at 13.5, so I'm gonna hold that there. And then I'm gonna measure from outside to outside of this center board, and I'm at 13.5, right? Should be the same thing because these two go on the other side. So, we're gonna cut 2 at 13.5 for both sides. That'll completely square it off. We'll get some stain on this thing, and then we got a free table, baby, with some scrap wood. So we need 2 at 13.5. We're gonna measure out 13.5 right here. Bingo. We're gonna cut this guy. Here's the first one. Gonna go to the next one. Actually, I can get rid of this, so let's go ahead and do it. By the way, all this stuff I use for other little projects or shims, or it's great for kindling. It's always something to do with wood, don't just throw it away. So then we're gonna go 13.5. Right, got the 2 at 13.5, let's go put them in. All right, so we're on the bottom now, remember. So I cut these at 13.5, and to tell the gaps off, we'll take one, and we'll put it down here, and butt it up to the inside to the inside. And if you see, right here, see if I can get you a little closer. So they're butted up on both sides, and if you look right here, there's a gap. It should be flush with you can see how the board's running. It's supposed to be flush. That way it'll match up with the top. So you will screw one side in flush, and then the other side will push in a little bit, or do whatever we got to do to make sure it's flush. So let's do that. I drilled the holes, but the screws might not sink all the way. So they actually have a tool that'll, make sinks for the holes that you just pre-drilled. What I do, if I don't have that tool, just grab a bigger drill bit, go ahead, stick it down in here, just a little bit. And now you have holes. Now you have holes for the screws to sink in, so they're not as, easily visible. So let's go ahead and put this thing in. Like I said, this is scrap wood. So this wood came off a transformer that came into a job site when I was working for the union. It came into a like on a pallet, and it had this wood on the bottom. So I took it all, bringing him down here, same thing. So that's what it looks like. I mean, you can make your judgment if you don't think it's perfect. I understand, but like I said, scrap wood, nice little add-on to the backyard. And the only thing left we're gonna do now is stain it. Let's talk about staining real quick. So I just have a couple tips. If you can see below me, I'm on a tarp. Stain sucks. If you don't want to get it on the ground, then don't plan on getting it on the ground, because it's very hard to get out. Second thing, clothes. If you're wearing nice clothes, be very careful. Stain is very hard to get out. Next thing, I just use a paintbrush. You can use a roll-on. I will use a sprayer if I'm doing a big job like a fence, but I just use paintbrush. And then another thing to remember is that stain has to soak into wood. So when you apply it, you might have to go back and forth a couple times before it really gets in there. That's just the way stain is, right? It wants to soak into the wood. And then last thing, make sure you shake it up really well. But that's about it. Finished product. Came out pretty good. So I'm going to post two versions of this video. I'm going to post the one that you're watching right now, which is the explanation part, a little bit slower, more in depth, you know, teaching people how to do it kind of step by step. And then I'm going to post a video of it time lapse, you know, just real quick, probably 8 minutes or less or more, you know, right now like 5 to 10 minute range video. Just doing it real quick because I know some people just like the music in the background and just like to see it get done real quick, and I don't understand that. But I also feel like a lot of people are, you know, watching my videos and kind of missing certain things. So some of the videos I'm going to go really into detail to show you how you could do it. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. I really like doing these videos and showing you guys how to do it and how to work on different projects around your home, different engines, all kinds of stuff. I'll have a lot more videos posted as the time comes up that I have to record, or if I'm allowed to record in certain areas. But other than that, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Billy! Alright. Hey! Can't film with dogs, I swear.